Whatever decision you have made, let's go ahead and step onto our mats, and we're gonna start in a child's pose, please. So go ahead and coming down to your knees, bring your hips back to your heels and let your forehead come to the floor. Make a decision about where the arms feel nice today. So if you've extended the arms out long in front of you, just put a little bend into the elbows. Let your arms be supported by the floor. If you've taken your arms back by your sides, go ahead and just allow for your shoulder blades to kind of spill away from one another on your back. No need to squeeze them towards each other here. And from this shape, go ahead and begin to deepen your breath. A longer, lengthier, sweeter inhale. A softer, smoother, more complete exhale. Notice where you feel your breath really prevalent this morning. For some of us, it might just be like right at the nostrils. It might just be up in the chest. See if you can just begin to expand the reaches of your breath without forcing or pushing anything. Just give permission for your chest, your upper back to expand a little more on your inhale and fall a little more on your exhale. Just allow for the sides of your body, those side rib cage and intercostal muscles, floating open like an accordion on your inhale, compressing back down on your exhale. Truly just allow for the chance for your belly and your lower back to move away from each other as you inhale. And come back towards each other as you exhale. So that this whole canister, everything from your vocal folds all the way down to your root chakra, the base of your pelvis, expanding with every inhale, closing with every exhale. These tidal wave motions that fuel our practice, fuel our life. If you would now exhale all your air all the way. And then fill in with a smooth, deep, long inhale. Exhale, HA. One more time, drinking in a long, smooth inhale. And exhale, HA. Really nicely, everyone. Walk both arms out long in front of you. Spread your fingertips open wide. And let's lift up to all fours, please, your hands and knees. Good. Taking a little extra time just to wake up and move into our bodies this morning. So fingers are spread, hands underneath your shoulders, knees a little bit separated there underneath your hips. As you inhale, arch your back, look up towards the ceiling, let your shoulders fall away from your ears, cow pose. As you exhale, tuck your chin, round your spine, push the spine up towards the ceiling for cat. Again, inhale, drop your belly, lift your heart, lift your seat as well. Exhale, tuck the chin, round your spine, pull your navel up and in. One more time together, inhale as you arch the back. Can you get a little more of your spine involved? Exhale, drop that chin as you round the back. Can you take it a little further up or down? Nice. Take a few cycles of breath here on your own. You might be continuing just through these gentle cats and cows. Yeah, if you'd like to throw in a roll of the neck, a sway of the hips, a circling of the ribs. If the wrists are a little tight this morning, you can even turn your fingertips to face towards you and get a stretch through the front of the wrists for a moment. Be gentle here. Yeah, if you've been spending a lot of time on your computer, that will feel like things. Great. And then coming back to just that neutral tabletop position, let's inhale and reach the right hand up towards the ceiling. Your chest faces the right side of your mat. As you exhale, thread your right arm through your left arm. Bring your right ear and your right shoulder all the way down to the mat. Your butt stays pretty lifted up in the sky. Option to keep left hand as it is, or walk it out in front of you, or wind it behind your back for a subtle bind. Yeah. Still nothing to push or force or crack into your spine. Just asking and introducing a little bit of rotation into these upper thoracic vertebrae today. Go ahead, return your left palm to the floor. Inhale, fly yourself open wide, right fingers towards the ceiling, maybe look towards the right hand. And exhale, put the right hand down. Inhale, breath, left hand to the sky, open your heart first. Now exhale, beautiful. Thread your left arm through your right arm. Bring your left ear, your left shoulder down to the floor. And then make a nice decision, a good decision for you about where the right hand goes. Totally fine if what you did on the other side just doesn't resonate with this side. We are not made evenly, and our yoga practice will probably never look exactly the same right to left side. Good. Return your right palm to the floor. Inhale, fly the left fingertips high, turning to look towards the left hand. And exhale your left hand up. Good. From here, go ahead, curl your toes under, stretch the hips up high, your heels towards the floor. For your first, just gentle downward facing dog. Great. Take a few moments to introduce your body to this upside down V. You can bend the knees a few times, you can sway the hips or nod the head. If you'd like to wake things up a bit, a couple of little hops or jumps are invited, so long as you don't have downstairs neighbors that might be disturbed. Good. And then let's just start to clean up the shape. So still our hands are about a shoulder's width in distance. Feel that as you spread your fingers open wide, you're trying to distribute weight through the whole entire hand. So if you're really heavy in your pinky fingers, root down a little more through your thumb. If there's a lot of weight in the heel of your palm, press a little more intensely through the tips of your fingers, as even a palm print as you can possibly create. Feel your shoulders roll open away from one another so that the blades are wide across your back. Keep lifting your hips up and back like you could sit on the back wall behind you. Your heels are moving a little closer down towards the floor. Your head is heavy as you gaze between your two big toes. If you find that your spine is really rounded in this shape, feel free to bend your knees a bit so that you can get a nice straight back. With time, your knees will find a little bit more of a straight position. Inhale, breath. Exhale, breath. Good. With your next inhale, glide your right leg up behind you. Feel your hips square for a moment. So your right big toe is pointed down. Your leg might not lift super high. Can you squeeze the knee straight and reach your right heel long behind you? Now exhale and change your shape. Bend the right knee, perhaps roll the hips to stack on each other. Maybe circle through the ankle or move your toes a bit. If you've got the room in your space, you can flip your dog. You can find a fallen triangle. You can find a shape you don't know the words or the name of, but it just feels really good. So gorgeous. Let's inhale and square off the hips, reach the right leg really high once again. Exhale, draw your shoulders over the wrist. Squeeze your right knee towards your nose. Hold the tummy in tight. Inhale, send the right leg up and back. Exhale, shoulders over the wrist, knee up to your nose. Squeeze it, hold it, feel it. Inhale, send it high up and back. Exhale, shoulders over the wrists, knee in towards the nose. Now gently just step your foot between your hands. If it didn't get all the way up, use your hands, get it up there. And then bring your left knee to the mat, untuck your left toes, rise your hands to the top of the right thigh, and we take a low lunge. Excellent. Feel yourself allowing the pelvis to drop heavy down and move slightly forward towards your front right foot. Let your rib cage float light up and then lean a little bit back towards the left leg. Start to notice that warm sensation of stretch moving down in front of the left hip and thigh. Easy does it in the shoulders. Notice the tendency to grip through your jaw. And at the end here, invite the two hands over your head. Inhale, look towards your fingers, maybe reach gently back. Exhale, place your hands to the floor and just step yourself back to down dog. Just step it back. Beautiful. Let's take it into the left side. So inhale, sweep the left leg high behind you. Square hips, toes pointed down, straight knee. You'll have time to move, but just connect to what it feels like to be long here. Beautiful. Now exhale, change something, feel something, move like you. Yeah. And you never have to wait for me to invite you to take a hum or a sigh or some other vibratory breath. As you're yawning the body open, you might find that there's an audible yawn as well here. Good, let's come on back to that three-legged. Reach the left toes high up and back. And now exhale, shoulders over the wrist, knee to the nose, just starting to warm up and connect into the core. Inhale, stretch and lengthen the left leg high. Exhale, bring it forward, knee to nose. Use your breath. Inhale, send the left leg high up and back. Exhale, draw the knee into the nose. Hold and hover as silently as you can. Step the foot between your hands. Yeah, drop your right knee and tuck your right toes. Hands to the top of the left thigh, chest lifts tall. You might press the top of your right foot a little down into the mat. That tends to increase our stability. You might use the pressure of your hands on your thigh to help lift your rib cage away from your waistline. Good. And then for just a breath, invite the hands over your head. Look up, reach up, maybe gently back. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step your left foot back. Downward facing dog. 1, 2, 3, deep breath in. And exhale. Bend your knees, please look forward. Step to the front of your mat. Hang heavy once you get there in a forward fold. Let your feet be a little bit separated for stability. You can grab for opposite elbows or hang your fingers behind your head if that helps to traction things out. Noticing this lovely decompression of your spine as the head pulls your back one vertebra at a time closer to the floor. Even in this forward fold, starting to notice sensations without judgment. So trying not to have an opinion about what's going on in your hamstrings, in your lower back. Can you just feel it? Good. As you inhale, let's take a half lift. So fingers can come to the shins or the thighs. As you shine your heart forward, your back flat like a table. If you find your spine is still really rounded, come a little higher up the thighs so that you can have a long, straight spine. Exhale, forward fold. On your next inhale, rise all the way to standing mountain pose. Good. As you find yourself in this standing shape, I'll invite you to close the eyes for a moment just to connect into how it feels. Where is the weight distributed between your right and left foot, between the front and back of your feet? Can you just put your head on the top of your spine and let everything fall in line underneath your head? Notice the degree of activity that you bring into your legs, into your arms, into your spine and stomach muscles. And that doesn't mean that I need you to activate more, it just means notice. There you go. Float the eyes open if you haven't done so yet. Let's inhale, look up, reach up, maybe just gently back, opening up the chest. And then exhale, dive all the way down to your toes. Good. Let's inhale, meet up to a half lift, shoulders away from the ears, neck long. Exhale, place your palms to the earth, walk your feet back, pause in a plank position. Good. Stack yourself well through the bones so that your muscles can work most efficiently. Shoulders are above the wrists, hips and shoulders about the same height. Hips can be slightly lower if you wish. If you find that holding your body up is a bit of a struggle this morning, place your knees down onto the floor to help build strength for next time. Neck is a natural extension of the rest of your spine. Inhale, think of pushing the floor away. Exhale, crease your elbows in tight as you lower halfway. As you inhale, tug the heart forward and up, roll your shoulders down the back and untuck your toes in upward facing dog. Exhale, curl the toes under, hike your hips high, head falls heavy, downward facing dog. Your breath in, your breath out. Bend your knees, look forward, step or maybe jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Feet a little separated. Inhale, rise all the way to standing. Go so high up, now there's no room but to go back. Exhale, dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, floating through the heart. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step or maybe jump back to plank. Exhale as you lower chaturanga. Inhale, open your heart upward facing. Exhale, lift the hips downward facing dog. Good. And I'll invite you to move through that one more time on your own. Your breath, your movement through that modified sun salutation. Playing around here if you can with extending your inhales and exhales through the whole entire length of your motion. Really beginning to connect each breath to each movement. As you begin to return to down dog, notice that it probably already feels a little different than the first time you were here. Notice how quickly you have brought change into your body. Notice how resilient your mind is. Let's inhale now and float the right leg high up and back. Let's exhale and step the right foot all the way between your hands. Turn the left heel down to the floor. Now rise up, warrior one, please. Great. So you want a nice long stride. That big step will allow you to bend your right knee deeply, hopefully getting that right thigh one day parallel to the floor. That was really good adjustment, Harriet. Feel that your left knee is squeezing strong and straight behind you. Good, Lauren. Your left pinky toe pressed firmly down into the earth. Begin to encourage your left hip, rib cage, and shoulder to be a little more square to the front of the mat. That's right, Anna. But we never push, we never force. You want to still respect the limitations your body brings to this moment. As you inhale, let your hips sink a little lower, lift your chest a little taller, look up, reach back. Exhale, place 2 hands to the floor, step your right foot into plank and flow. You use those flows to build heat in the body, to connect right and left side. Always, if they don't feel good, you can skip them, that's fine. Here we go, inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, use that core strength, step your foot through. Turn your right heel down to the mat, rise, warrior 1. And once you get into the shape, remember that the shape doesn't stop happening. It doesn't become static. There's still a sense of potential energy here. So maybe you start to get a little inquisitive about your own practice. Could my back knee get a little straighter? What happens if I draw my arms a little closer towards the ears? What happens if I draw my navel up and in? What happens if I release the thought I've been churning around since 9 a.m.? Go ahead and sink deep, reach tall, fill into this shape. And exhale, release. Bring palms to the mat. Step your left foot back to plank. High to low, you flow. Excellent. And now as you get back to down dog, take that flow on your own. One breath, one movement, moving into warrior 1, right and left side. Again, an opportunity to move like you at a pace that's according to your breath, at a depth that's appropriate for your body. So sweet. We move together once again. Inhale, let the right leg lift. Exhale, use your strength, step the foot through. Rise up to your warrior 1, pause here. Back heel planted, chest lifted, front lunge, maybe just a little juicier now that you've warmed it up. Now let's go ahead and interlace the fingers behind the back. Take a moment to punch your knuckles first straight down. Feel how that drops your shoulders and rolls open your chest. Now as you exhale, bow your body forward, head towards the mat, knuckles towards the ceiling in our humble warrior. Good. Some of us will begin to bring the right shoulder on the inside of the right knee. Wherever you are, keep drawing your right hip towards the back of your mat so hips remain pretty square. Good. Without forcing, let the knuckles lift just an inch higher. Now as you inhale, rise back up to your warrior 1, hips low, fingertips high. And exhale, open warrior 2. Right arm extends forward, left arm reaches back behind you. Good. Many of you very naturally took a longer stride in warrior 2. That's a great idea. Most of us, our hips are a little wider as they face towards the side of your mat. Feel that your right knee goes in the direction of your right big toe, even if that means that your left hip spirals a little bit forward. That's okay. Soft gaze over the right fingertips. Reach wide open across your heart space. Take another full inhale and exhale. Cartwheel your hands all the way down. Step back, high to low flow. Nice. As you inhale, allow your left leg to float up. With your exhale, step the foot all the way through. Turn your back heel down. We rise up in warrior one. And then interlace your fingers behind your back. Keep the chest here tall for a moment. Really feel that as you pull your knuckles down, this helps to narrow your shoulder blades behind you and roll the chest a little bit more open. If it's available to squeeze your palms together, go ahead and do so. But if you need to keep some space, that's okay. Inhale. Now exhale, dive your body forward. Head towards the mat, knuckles towards the sky. Let your back be rounded here, like you're trying to curl up in yourself. Look towards your navel, and while you're looking, draw your navel in. Not for aesthetics, right? But feel that as you engage the abdomen a little bit more, that might invite your spine to round a little more. Good. Most of us, can you start to pull your left hip back just a scotch? Yeah, technical terms here. Stay low through your hips. Inhale, rise all the way up to your warrior one. And exhale, open your warrior two. Make any adjustments that you need in your stride. Notice if you tend to kind of leave your tush hanging out behind you and just invite it a little bit more under. Gently imagine pressing your left knee just a little towards the left, keeping the knee in line with the big toe. And then just take a big breath, open through your heart. And exhale, cartwheel your hands all the way down to the mat. Step back, flow. Return to down dog on your own. Take a big inhale, smooth exhale. And then you'll flow on your own, one breath, one movement. From warrior one to humble warrior, back to warrior one and through warrior two. You'll connect that through your flow into the left side. And as you go through this flow, you might forget a posture. You might do something out of order. You might, for some reason, start with the left side and then move into the right side. None of that really matters as much as your ability to connect to your breath, as much as your ability to listen to your body as you go through these shapes. Because really that's the hallmark of our yoga practice. It's less about the actual poses, the asanas, and it's more about the attention, the intention we bring to each breath and each shape. So as you find your way into warrior two, it's really an exploration. It's a sensation. It's not just plopping your arms and legs into a picture, right? Every inhale, every exhale, a chance to honor your body, a chance to get selfish in a way that's just so powerful. Learning in this flow to take care of yourself so that we can be better prepared to take care of all the other stuff we got to do today. If you're still flowing, keep flowing. There's absolutely no rush. If you're in downward facing dog, let's connect. Big, big inhale. And exhale. Then we'll bend our knees, look forward, step or lightly jump to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, bow forward. Great. Bring your feet to hips width. Let your toes point forward, please. And then on your next inhale, let's take a chair. Hips drop, arms and chest lift. Good. Just be aware of what's happening from the hips to the knees to the ankles. We're looking to draw these things a little bit more in line. So as the toes point forward like railroad tracks, the knees are going in line as well. Draw the weight slightly back towards your heels. And if it's available, you can sit the hips a little lower. Yeah. Find a point that is challenging without being overwhelming. As you reach long through your arms, as you lift high through your chest, and then you exhale and forward fold. Good. Let's inhale, float the heart halfway lift. Let's exhale, place the palms to the floor, walk the feet back, pause, upper push-up plank. Yeah. Bring two heels together. We'll roll onto the left hand, outside edge of the left foot, picking up a side plank, side arm balance. If two ankles stacked is a little much this morning, bring your left knee down to the floor. Great modification. If you'd like to challenge yourself further, perhaps float your right ankle into the sky. Perhaps draw your right bicep over the ear. Everybody challenge yourself to not bite your lips. Come on back, upper push-up plank. Create a strong moment where you press the floor away. Now exhale, lower and float. Good. Right away, bend your knees, look forward, step or float, you're at the top of your mat. Inhale as your halfway lift. And exhale as your forward fold. Good. Listen carefully, draw your feet together, toes and heels touch. As you inhale, drop your seat, lift your heart, palms pressed for thunderbolt. With an exhale, let's drag the hands down to heart center. Puff up that chest. Now gently twist left elbow over your right knee. You want to stay low in your seat and lift high through your chest so that there's not rounding in your spine through this twist. Without pushing or forcing anything, you have permission to fly away or bind if that's in your practice. Good. Think, if you can, Dan, of really rotating rather than back bending. Yes, my friend. Inhale, everyone, come on back to heart center, puff up the chest, and exhale, forward fold. Good. Take a moment, let it go. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, hands to the floor, walk your feet back, pause, upper push-up, and then we're picking up side plank on the other side. So roll onto your right hand, outside edge of your right foot, left fingertips towards the sky. Good. Always okay to drop a knee down or to modify onto your elbow if the wrist is a little funny today. Always okay to challenge your strength by floating up a leg or reaching an arm over your ear. Can you hold the pose without holding your breath? Gorgeous. Come on back, upper push-up plank. Create some strength. Exhale, use your breath to lower and flow. As we inhale to upward facing, really draw those shoulders down and back. Good. Exhale, returning downward facing dog. Bend your knees, look forward, step, float, jump, top of your mat. Inhale right away, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Feet are together, here we go. Hips drop, arms lift, palms pressed. And exhale, drag those hands down to your heart. Long spine as you inhale. Exhale, twist, right elbow over the left knee. Good. So we're all looking to find a nice straight spine as we rotate here. We don't want to round forward, but we also don't want to backward bend. Imagine that this rotation is like your left ribs turning up towards the sky, your right ribs tucking underneath you. Fly away or bind if it's for you. Gorgeous, Dan. Come on back to heart center. Inhale, puff up that chest. And exhale, forward fold. Shake something off. Let something go. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palms to the floor. Step your feet back. Pause, upper push-up plank. A few extra push-ups for you, so modify to the knees if it's needed. Inhale, lower halfway. Exhale, push up strong. Inhale, lower. Exhale, squeeze it out. Inhale, lower. Exhale, squeeze it out. And then go ahead and take your flow. Exhaling now as we lower. Inhaling for upward facing. And exhale returns you downward facing dog. Move with intention. Your right leg floats up. Exhale, step the right foot between your hands. Rise from warrior one to warrior two. Pause here, please. Good. Notice what you've done with your lower body. Keep it the same from your hips down. Float your right palm to the ceiling. And now let's reach the right arm up, over, and back, taking a reverse warrior. For most, the left hand slides down the left leg. You can support yourself here, but try not to collapse into your hand. You're mostly holding up your body with your body. Sit just a little lower, reach a little longer. Exhale, bring your right elbow to the top of the right thigh, your left bicep over the ear for a supported side angle. Good. Again, there's a tendency to sink into the right shoulder and right elbow. Instead, imagine pushing your elbow down into your thigh and trying to pull up and out of that right shoulder. Really nice adjustment, Eliana. You can stay exactly here, or if you wish, extend your right arm as well. So now both biceps frame your head like you're reaching for a giant beach ball in front of you. Roll that left shoulder back just one more time. Exhale, release your left hand down, your right hand high for a revolved side angle. If you'd like, the back foot can step slightly in, or the back knee can come down to the floor. Still feeling that rotation of top ribs towards the ceiling as bottom ribs tuck beneath you. Inhale, breath. Exhale, float your right hand inside of your right leg, behind your calf and around for an ankle bind. Here, your right arm is looping counterclockwise around your right leg. There you are. If you're working on balance, start to walk your left hand towards the right ankle as well. Maybe pick your elbows up off the floor. Take one more breath wherever you are. Exhale, we move into a full bind. So right arm stays underneath your right leg. Left arm wraps behind your back. You're working your two hands to move closer towards each other beneath you. So beautiful, Alicia. Keep the hips pressing forward, the chest leaning back. One more chance, maybe looking over the left shoulder, and then release. Bring two hands all the way to the floor. Step your right foot back to plank and flow. Right? You are meant to feel something through these flows. It is meant and intentional for the hip to notice this, for the thigh to feel what's happening here. Lean into it. It's what you came for. Inhale now, the left leg will lift. Exhale, step the left foot between your hands. Turn the back heel down. Find your movement, warrior one to warrior two. Excellent. Challenge yourself to stay in that lunge as you flip your left palm, reach your left arm up, over, and back. Looking to find an experience here that's just on the edge, that's mindfully moving you towards something that you want, but respecting the limitations that are present this morning. Exhale, left elbow to the left thigh, right bicep over your ear. Pressing down through the left elbow to lift out of the left shoulder, rolling the right ribs and shoulders a little more towards the ceiling. And then you can just float the left arm out long in front of you. The rest of the shape stays the same. There you are. Push strong through your right heel and release. Right hand down, left hand up. Adjust the feet a little bit if you need to. That's lovely. If it's available, keep reminding the left hip towards the back of your mat, Lauren. There you are. Take one more deep breath. And now exhale, take left arm inside of the left leg, back behind your calf and around. On this side, left arm loops clockwise around your left leg. If you remember what an analog clock looks like. Still here, your spine is rounded, your chin a little tucked. Maybe your navel can pull in to help support your spine. Exhale, let's find our full bind. Left arm underneath the left leg. Right arm begins to wrap behind your back. For my friends who bind easily, keep trying to lift the chest up off your thigh. There we are. So it's a moment of energy from your right heel to the top of your head. One more breath inside of it and release. Glorious. 2 hands down. Step that foot back. Flow and notice what you've created. Notice what you've done for you. One, two, three, big breath in. Long breath out. So nice. Inhale, float your right leg up. Exhale, step your right foot between your hands. 10 toes point forward, back heel lifted. Rise up, crescent lunge. Good. If it feels too wiggly wobbly, take your feet a little wider apart from each other, that's fine. Start to drop your pelvis down, good. And then exhale, 2 hands to your heart. Inhale, puff up that chest. Exhale, slowly, carefully twist. Left elbow over the right knee. Good. Again, if you need some support by dropping your back knee down, you're more than welcome to do so. If you'd like to challenge your balance, you may fly away or bind. Challenge yourself to be in a place that might get a little wiggly. It's the only way our body learns how to respond. Without putting your hands down, inhale, come back to heart center. Make the decision. You don't need to put your hands down. Yes. Exhale, 2 hands to the floor. And then just jump your feet. Left foot forward, right foot back. And then do it again. Right foot forward, left foot back. And then one more time. You should have your left foot in front, or at least the opposite foot that you had in front the first time. Good. And inhale, come on up, crescent lunge. There you are. Yeah. Let your mind just quiet down. Often thoughts don't really help us with balancing. Let yourself feel. Exhale, 2 hands down to your heart. Inhale, puff up that chest. And now twist right elbow over left thigh. Good. If you've chosen to keep your back knee off the mat, really keep it off the mat. Like imagine my hand was on your right hamstring and you're trying to push your hamstring up into my hand. You have options to fly away or bind. Nothing is mandatory, even if you did it on the other side. Now with so much control, no hands down, come on back to heart center. Yes, you can. Yes, you did. 2 hands to the floor. And then you can either flow or just step back to down dog. Your choice. Always your choice. Exhale, please, all the air out. Inhale, deep, deep breath. And let it go. With your next inhale, right leg high. And as you exhale, sweep it through for half pigeon. Try to draw your right knee up towards your right wrist. Let your left leg stretch back behind you. Square your hips to the top of your mat before you begin to forward fold over your front shin. If for any reason half pigeon is not your jam today, you're welcome to come onto your back for a figure 4 stretch or to stay seated on your butt for a double pigeon where we stack our ankle and knee and start to forward fold. Good. Remind your way back into the breath. It may start to feel really convenient to begin to check out at this point in class, to begin to turn your mind back to all the other stuff you've got to do today. But remember that you chose to be here for a reason. Invest fully in that reason now. Make up your mind to stay in this focus, because I promise you the rest of the stuff will be there at the end of this hour. They've done studies that have shown that our brain actually never really multitasks. It just switches very quickly from one task or one thought to another task or thought. So often when we think we're being efficient by doing multiple things at once, that's not really true. And most of us have gotten really good about that quick switching between tasks. So our yoga is an excellent opportunity to practice just doing one thing. Being in one thought. Being in one place. Exhale your breath all the way. Inhale, filling into the hip. And exhale, let that go. Slowly, gently begin to peel yourself away from the mat. Begin to step yourself back either to a plank and a flow, or maybe just to down dog. And then as you're ready, you'll take yourself into the left side. Whether that's stretching the left leg up and bringing it through for half pigeon, or whether it's switching your legs in your figure 4 stretch, whatever is honoring your hips this morning. As you come into this shape, scan your body not only for the tension that you might be holding in your hip, but also elsewhere. Just be aware if you're still clenching in your jaw, squeezing in your shoulders, even gripping your fingers into tight fists. Use your breathing like the most gentle massage, pulling those tensions away, setting them aside. Exhale your breath. Inhale deeply. And let that go. As softly, as kindly, as gently as you can, you're beginning to peel away. You're coming back to down dog, however it feels right to get there. No rush, take your time. When you do return to down dog, take a moment just to notice what you've done for yourself. Bend the knees gently, nod the head. Probably something will feel very different from the first time you did this morning. Probably something will feel very much the same. Probably there's a part of your down dog that is so much a part of you that it will always be there. Now let's come to the top of our knees, preparing for a camel pose. Stand your knees to hips width. Draw your hands to your lower back. Have the fingers point down. Again, begin to draw your elbows towards each other, shoulder blades narrow on your back. And let your head go back. That's the start of your camel. Maybe you stay here today. Maybe you take the bend a little bit deeper. Your upper, your middle, your lower back. Maybe your hands are drawing to your heels. But we're all still pressing the hips and thighs forward. We're all still lifting out of the lower back. Beautiful, Coco. Hands come to your hips. Slowly let your head rise. Take a moment just sitting your hips down to your heels. Your hands can rest in your lap or at heart center or somewhere else. Very normal to feel a little dizzy, to feel a little anxious, to feel a little angry, to feel nothing at all. And then go ahead and take your legs out long in front of you. Getting ready for a forward fold. Have your spine nice and straight, even if that means your knees are a little bit bent. Draw your arms overhead. Inhale, reach tall, reach forward, reach down. If you'd like, you can keep looking towards your toes, reaching your heart forward, focusing on a really straight spine. You also have permission, though, to tuck the chin a little. Let your spine curl and your head hang heavy. This might give a little interesting tug through your spinal cord and feel kind of nice. Gently, slowly begin to roll yourself up to sitting. And then gently, slowly begin to roll yourself all the way down onto your back. You have about a minute now to bring your practice to a close here on your back. in a way that's good for you. So any pose that you'd like to do here that's mostly on your back, on the ground, even if that's finding your way into Savasana. Keep an ear open though. I have a few announcements and reminders. So once again, at the end, you'll be able to check out the chat box and you will see links to follow me on Instagram if you wish. Also to check out our website or our Venmo where you can make a donation. Yoga to the People is and always will be a donation-based studio. We know that stuff is tight financially for most of us right now, but remember that no donation is too small, too big. We always appreciate you just spreading the word, telling your friends and family, so that more people can get the comfort of this practice at this time. Thank you. Also, we have a teacher training program that is beginning very soon. First time ever that we'll be offering our whole teacher training online. If before there was an excuse not to do teacher training because of time, this is a little shifted now. Also, if before you had worries about doing teacher training because of financial issues, we are also offering a teacher training fellowship. If you're interested in that at all, check out our website or linger after class and we can chat about it. If you haven't done so already, come on into final Savasana, legs long, arms long. Close your eyes. We'll finish with a quote, a breath together, and then if you want to stay in Savasana, please do so. Otherwise, I'll talk everyone back up to sitting. The quote today is a poem by Pablo Neruda that I've been thinking about a lot lately. It's called Keeping Quiet. Now we will count to 12, and we will all keep still. For once on the face of the earth, let's not speak in any language. Let's stop for 1 second and not move our arms so much. It would be an exotic moment, without rush, without engines. We would all be together in a sudden strangeness. Fishermen in a cold sea would not harm whales, and the man gathering salt would not look at his hurt hands. Those who prepare green wars, wars with gas, wars with fire, victory with no survivors, would put on clean clothes and walk about with their brothers in the shade, doing nothing. What I want should not be confused with total inactivity. Life is what it is about. I want no truck with death. If we were not so single-minded about keeping our lives moving and for once could do nothing, perhaps a huge silence might interrupt the sadness of never understanding ourselves and of threatening ourselves with death. Perhaps the earth can teach us, as when everything seems dead and later proves to be alive. And now I'll count up to 12, and you keep quiet, and I will go. One last time as a group exhale. Inhale all the way very deeply. And exhale, let that go. Gently deepen your breath. Wiggle the fingers, the toes, maybe nod your head here on the floor. Roll over to one side. And then use your hands to come up to a sitting position. As you arrive at sitting, feel your head on top of your spine and let your spine just organize itself underneath your head. Bow your chin gently towards your chest, acknowledging the work you've done this morning. And then from my heart to yours and each to the other, thank you so much for being here. Have a beautiful rest of your day.